Hi-hats, the cornerstone of any drummer's cymbal setup. Regardless of the style of music being played, hi-hats are the cymbals where we spend the bulk of our time. They're the first cymbals we go to when we're putting a setup together, and they're the last ones to go when we're stripping things down. Needless to say, the importance of hi-hat cymbals cannot be understated. And in a world where we have so many options to choose from, finding the right pair can be a daunting experience. Over the last 30 years or so, I've spent countless hours and countless dollars trying different pairs of hi-hats. And ladies and gentlemen, might I present to you, in musical context, the findings of my research. I give you my Mount Rushmore of hi-hats. The Workhorses. These are the Zildjian 14-inch K-Custom Session hi-hats. And they are my go-to for just about anything in the studio. The Session hi-hats were designed in collaboration with studio legend Steve Gadd. So you know they're going to be pretty darn versatile. And yes, they are. These are unique hi-hats in the fact that they have a slightly smaller medium weight top cymbal. By slightly smaller, I mean 1/16 of an inch, but still counts, right? So they have a medium weight, heavily hammered top cymbal and a medium thin weight, much more smooth, machine hammered bottom cymbal. And through the combination of those things, we are left with a pair of hi-hats that has an incredible chick with the foot, with lots of control for varying degrees of openness, a lush, dark wash, and an unparalleled, clean stick sound. These hi-hats absolutely thrive in the studio, and they sound great live too. Let's give them a listen. The Big Sloshies. These are the Zildjian 15-inch Avidus series hi-hats. And these are my go-to for playing live or any situation where I need maximum wash. Modeled after the A cymbals from Zildjian, produced in the 1940s and 50s, these are quite thin. And they have this lovely pre-aged patina, which gives them a very warm, mellow, dark and shimmery wash. These cymbals are incredibly musical, and they lend themselves to virtually any style of music. But the 15-inch size really works well for me with rock and pop, and country and modern worship, and any style where I need lots of body, but I still don't want to overpower the band. They're very musical. Let's check them out.
One, two, three, four.
The Forgotten Gems. These are the Zildjian 14-inch Armand series hi-hats, and they are some of my all-time favorites. They might be some of the most universal hi-hats that I've ever played. They sound good in really any style of music. And that is due to them being modeled after Zildjian's A series hi-hats from the 1960s, prior to the invention of new beats. So these are a little bit thinner than a modern new beat hi-hat, and they have a little bit lower profile, which darkens up their sound a little bit. I use these hi-hats anytime I need to play classic rock or Motown or anything from the 60s, 70s. I also use these for almost all of the drum set camps that I put on each summer, because I know that they're going to sound good whether I'm teaching jazz or any sort of backbeat style music. They are incredibly versatile musical cymbals that Zildjian unfortunately discontinued back in 2013. If you're lucky enough to find a pair online, snatch them up, because they are truly forgotten gems. Let's give them a listen. The Legends. These, ladies and gentlemen, are Zildjian 13-inch vintage Istanbul K hi-hat cymbals. Many people would say these are the end of the road as far as jazz hi-hats are concerned, and I would be inclined to agree. I'm so very honored to have this piece of musical history as a part of my Mount Rushmore of hi-hat cymbals. These were handcrafted in Istanbul, Turkey. Correction, in Constantinople, Turkey, because these were made in, at the very latest, 1930, which blows my mind that they've been making music for almost 100 years, maybe even over 100 years, and they have so much more left to give to the world. These things are the perfect elixir of dry, dark, complex, and they lend themselves so well to any jazz setting. Want to make your drummer friends cry? Look him in the eye. Play swing on these hi-hats. Let's give him a listen. There you have it, folks. My Mount Rushmore of hi-hat cymbals from the good folks at Zildjian. Which ones were your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Also, what are your favorite hi-hats? Do you have your own Mount Rushmore, perhaps? Let me know any of these things in the comments, and let's get a little dialogue started, shall we? Folks, if you enjoyed anything in today's video, please, 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 if you haven't already, tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. Those things don't cost you a cent, and they don't take but a second, and they both tell YouTube that this is meaningful content, and YouTube in turn will push this out to more like-minded viewers that might enjoy this just like you. Additionally, if you'd like to support my efforts as a content creator, information as to how you can do so via the official ColeOnDrums Venmo account can be found in the description of today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for stopping into ColeOnDrums. We'll have more fun, fresh content coming your way right here next week. But until then, go play your hi-hats. Go play your drums. Be kind to one another. Take care, and goodbye.